How we doing tonight, Raven fans? After that one, uh, get the heart medicine out after that one. My goodness, not a great performance, even though we got the W. So let's go over it tonight. Ravens win, obviously, in this one in the NFL's Amazon Prime Thursday night football game. So this one has ended. Ravens 35, Bengals 34, winning, just finishing up at M&T Bank Stadium downtown tonight. Get that graphic up there, 35 to 34. Ravens, I think, survived. I think that's the best word. That's the biggest word I could come up with in this one tonight. This was not well played. This was terrible start, I thought. We'll get into that. I thought the execution was just you gotta this is what we've all been doing as fans all season long, not just thinking about tonight's effort or tonight's game or whatever. We're trying not to do it, but now we're in November, definitely thinking about what happens in January in the playoffs, and just got to be concerned about the defense the way they look tonight, all season long. Some bright spots, and I think that's what kind of is getting him in the game. But slow start by the offense. It didn't go well. They were down 14 as well. They did win, and that is the mark of a solid football team. So let's go over this tonight real quick. Genesis Notary Services / Facebook.com if you are looking for notary services in the Shenandoah Valley area. So definitely check that out. RaverySports.company.site as well. Ray, we got Jersey. We had Ray in the house at the game. We saw the great Ray Lewis was at the game tonight. And you can get jerseys like this. We got plenty of Ray Lewis jerseys for you on our website, RaverySports.company.site. You can get them also too on Facebook Marketplace. So put in Ravery Sports in my name, Charles Harris. You'll see a whole bunch of those Ravens jerseys on there as well, especially the Lamar ones. If you really want those will be on the Facebook Marketplace as well. So you could go buy those right there on Facebook as well. See, Charles Harris, we are LegalShield.com. I also go ahead and sell Legal Shield out there as well. Value of the Legal Shield is tremendous if you go on ahead and get that as well. Best of 2024 is on New Year's Eve. We still haven't figured out the time yet for that, what we're going to show you. But we're going to have the best of the year in Baltimore sports in 2024. So definitely check that out. All right. So what happened tonight here at the stadium? A rough start to the Ravens defensively tonight, giving up a touchdown, struggling to give up one on defense. Timeout had to be called because they weren't properly aligned. Zach Orr, they had 2 timeouts in the course of the game. 2 timeouts before Lamar even gets on the field with the football. That's unbelievable, like how inept that was as well. Terrible call by John Harbaugh as far as giving up the football, as far as that challenge. That was just flat out awful. I mean, at the start, I mean, don't want to go too hard on him, but that was terrible. Like, you can't. The challenge also too is in the Bengals red zone. So I don't know what exactly you were hoping to even get from that challenge, because you were properly, I don't know what you were even hoping to get in that situation. So let's get it up on graphic here. So the game got off to a rough start. Ravens gave up a touchdown after struggling on defense. A timeout had to be called because they weren't properly aligned. This was after John Harbaugh, to make matters worse, on a challenge and a catch in their decision, was overturned. So you go ahead, you lose the challenge, you lose a timeout. I don't know what you were hoping to even get in that situation from the challenge. So maybe you would have gained 1 yard or something along those lines. I don't. I was baffled early by that. Like I couldn't believe. Yeah, to make matters worse, poor decision, costing him a timeout. Also, several penalties. Penalties also tonight. The officiating I didn't think was any good. Not blaming the officials one way or the other. You don't want to blame the refs, but it was inconsistent all night. There was a lot of ticky tack fouls. I thought the Ravens got ticky tack penalties. I thought the Ravens got also too. There was some ones they made that were bad as well. So definitely it was an issue. Big issue going forward. Defense in the middle of the field is just flat out terrible in the middle of the field. They are getting that was unbelievable. So the issue defending the middle of the field has been all season. Roquan Smith is struggling in coverage. I don't know what's going on. He's he's getting tackled some games, but there seems to be something wrong there. That's I don't know if it's just Zach or Roquan looks a little frustrated, looks a little off, looks a little something. It's a communication. It's something going on where they're just not communicating. They are getting gashed every game in the middle of the field. So I don't know what's going on here. It's a major weakness for the defense. Injury to Kyle Hamilton didn't help matters. Hamilton went out of the game early with an injury. His absence left a gap in the secondary. He kind of walked off the field. So I don't know how bad this injury is going to be. It didn't look horrible because he was still sitting on the sidelines after the game. They kind of have this mini bye here. So they have the Thursday night game. They don't have to practice again until Wednesday. So we'll see. Jamar Chase looked like, I mean, as good as he is, he's not Jerry Rice. That's what he looked like. I mean, I think the number was for Jamar Chase, it was what, 264? For God's sakes. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, considering the fact there was no T. Higgins in the game. So you had no T. Higgins in the game, and it was 264. Like, what else did they possibly have? Burrow with over 400 yards passing. So, but in the middle of the field, they're just getting destroyed. I mean, there's just no other way to put that. Um, just bad, just bad. All right. So we did win. I'm gonna get positive here. Namande Matabuke, former Justin Matabuke, Marlon Humphrey played well tonight. I thought they were the defense tonight. Matabuke, for some strange reason, the Bengals didn't think it was a good idea to double Matabuke, and you see what happens when you don't double and triple Justin Matabuke. I think he had 3 sacks tonight. He was fantastic in this one. Definitely, he was the guy that really, that was what we have been expecting. That's more what we saw last year when he didn't have 3 guys as well. Marlon, I thought, was terrific as well. Marlon, I think, getting the ball out really changed the momentum of the game. Ravens definitely would have lost without that Marlon Humphrey punching out of the ball of Chase Brown in the third quarter. So I thought that was fantastic. The defense has issues. They have players, though. It's not bereft of talent. Trent Simpson seems to be coming along. Brandon Stevens, I think, got robbed. To me, that looked like a interception of Joe Burrow tonight that they called back. To me, it looked like, I mean, somebody tell me if you thought that both feet looked like they were inbounds. To me, I thought so as well. Nate Wiggins has got a lot of potential. I think like they are. I think he's got a little bit of the Marcus Peters in him. I kind of said that a couple times. A little bit cocky, a little bit, not fundamentally sound yet. But I think DeMarcus Peters, Nate Wiggins, I love his confidence. Love his confidence. He's got a lot of potential. Lamar, I thought he's been fantastic every game. 4 TDs, no big deal, right? 4 TDs, no interceptions. Like in the last game, they were trying to stop Dick Henry, and you saw that. Teams are trying to take the run away all season long. I'm still surprised how much emphasis, as well as Lamar is throwing the football, that what they want to do is stop the run. Like, it's unbelievable. But Lamar, he took advantage of it. 4 TV. Tylan Wallace, I thought you felt so good for him getting that 80-yard touchdown reception. It looked a lot like last year, running down the sideline when he had that punt return against the Rams in the playoff in the overtime. He looked with the 80-yard touchdown reception. Lamar showcased his passing skills, spread the ball out well. Um, I thought the offense was fine. I think they had a tough start as well. Cincinnati really controlled ball, really controlled clock early in the game. So I thought that was well. They basically had the ball for the majority of the first half. So, but I think the Marlon Humphrey taking the ball away was huge. That got the momentum going. They got their mojo going, and they were good the rest of the night. Mark of a good football team is finding a way to win even when you don't play your best. Penalties, I thought, was just still too many. Still too many. You're giving up at least one or two holding penalties. Mistakes, I thought, were definitely the terrible, terrible challenge, I thought, by John Harbaugh. I thought definitely calling of the timeout early. He had one timeout in the first half before Lamar even had it. Tucker missed the extra point tonight. Just an overall slow start, but they won anyway. So that's a mark of a good team. Cincinnati, I think, couldn't close the deal. Couldn't close the deal. Despite all the Ravens' problems that they had a lot of, they couldn't close the deal. That, again, I think eliminates Cincinnati this year as far as contention for anything. I think it's pretty much now at 4-6. Ravens now 7-3, 2 wins over Cincinnati. It's going to be very, very difficult now for them to get in the playoffs. This was really more of a must-win for them tonight. Ravens go ahead, get away with it here. Definitely. So 35-34. Shout out to Survive. Use a college basketball term. Survive in advance. That's essentially what happened. Hey, look, you got one. Doesn't matter. They're not going to ask how it got there. It's there. 35-34. Excellent game. From an entertainment standpoint, outstanding. I thought this was a great game for the NFL on Thursday Night Football. So thank you very much for joining us for our instant reaction to the game. We will be with you next week for our Ravery Sports podcast in full. We'll definitely be happy to check that out. We had our first one tonight before the game. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check out the Ravery Sports podcast. You enjoy the rest of your day.